Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to pop on and talk about PCOS and Dutch test. Now, a lot of women with PCOS struggle with many different issues, symptoms, things like that. I've even worked with women that were diagnosed with PCOS after going in for some other hormone issue that they didn't realize was connected with PCOS, that they didn't realize they had ovarian cysts. Because they're like, well, yeah, I get some pain and it's not bad, right? I'm shocked with the amount of pain that women put up with, right? Not realizing that cysts are there, but because they didn't maybe burst, they're thinking it's fine or there's no way it could be a cyst. There's a lot of different ways it can manifest for women, but they'll have a hormonal issue, go in, and the real way to figure out if there's cysts there is if you get an ultrasound. Now, for a lot of women nowadays, they're like, I can't even get in to get an appointment for something like that right now. What the heck do I do? Well, realize there's a lot of things that you can do to look at your hormones and see if this would be something that, you would want to dive into more. So that's where the Dutch test comes into play. The Dutch test is a dried urine hormone test. It gets sent right to your house. You take it, you send it in, we analyze the results. And these are some of the top things that women with PCOS have positive in their Dutch test results. So if you are like, oh my gosh, yes, PCOS, yeah, I have had this, or I've been wondering, I want to know more, right there in the comments, there's a link that you can click. I have you fill out a form so I know which test to send you, because there's a couple of different styles of them. That way you can get it taken, get the results, and then I actually go over the results with you and give you a custom protocol to start with from there. But when we look at, so PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, if you're not familiar. And this is actually what got me started in doing this work for women. I had ovarian cysts after I had my third kid. They would burst every single month. It was excruciating. I have had surgeries. I had a knee surgery in college. I have 2 pins in my right foot. I've had 3 C-sections, right? That was no picnic. Yeah. Oh, I had my belly button redone. I had an umbilical hernia there. Tonsils out as an adult, also very painful. Nothing can compare to the pain that I had when I had a cyst rupture. It would put me on the floor. Like it would just drop me. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. Nothing. Right? It's bad. And I knew it was a cyst. It would happen at the same time every month, all these other things. So I knew that that's what was happening, right? And then, of course, when I went in, the options I was given was birth control and Vicodin. Let's get some birth control and Vicodin. Just be doped up forever. That's what we got for you. And I was like, what? There's nothing else? So that severe anger I started having at that point led me down to the path where I'm at now, where I help women with these issues using whole food nutrition. I talk about this in my book, The Female Fat Solution, talking about matching your nutrition to your hormonal cycle. This is what I did to help with my hormones and everything else. But a lot of women don't realize, oh my gosh, PCOS, yeah, I've been wondering about this for myself, or I didn't even realize this could be it for me, right? That this would be a part of it. So why is it important that we know these hormone levels? Well, and what's happening? Well, what happens here is that we'll see an increase in DHEA. So when we're looking at your test results here, it shows all these really important markers on the main summary page. In DHEA, this is where a lot of the hormone production and everything starts. Let me see if I can just show you this quick. Is it going to be quick? Okay, so when we look at the entire hormone pathway, it's at the top, right? DHEA. So it's important that there's a good level of DHEA, but it should not be super high. And oftentimes women with PCOS, what I find is that they've had some high stress in their lives, some pretty severe stress things going on. And this can be chronic or acute, right? So been going on for a long period of time, or it can be really recent, just tons of stress. And with everything happening in the world right now, everybody's stress has elevated. Yeah. So this is just something that's super common, that DHEA is higher. High testosterone levels. And in women, what manifests a lot of the time is that they'll have increased testosterone. And again, because of the PCOS, or is it the testosterone with the, Is the PCOS causing this, or is this kind of chicken egg, right? The PCOS is the symptom from having these hormone levels off, right? So when we look at things like, can you fix the PCOS, right? We're looking at the wrong thing if you're thinking of it like that. We can work with your body's system and get the things functioning and working better. So when these are at a better level, you're gonna be feeling better, functioning better. I mean, these are all the things that I did to get rid of the cyst that I had. And I had a cyst every single month for over 1.5 years, and a cyst that would burst after I had my last, and she is 9, almost 10. So 8.5, it took me, that was 8.5 years ago, and I haven't had a cyst in 8.5 years. Yeah. Dana, just diagnosed at 35 years old after years of wondering why my hormones weren't balanced. Yes, see? Yeah. Years. So many women I know will put up with cysts, pain at ovulation, severe pain when their period starts, and they're like, oh gosh, it's a cyst, right? And the tough thing about it is that I remember when I went in, what was it? I think I just had a regular check. This wasn't the time I went into the ER. When the doc said, just Vicodin and birth control, I went in for a postpartum check, and she looked, and I was like, yeah, I'm having cysts. And she looked, and she was like, oh yeah, I can see one burst. She did, because she did an internal check. She did an ultrasound on me, and she said, yeah, I can see one that burst. And there's just a lot of fluid there in your system, and that's why it's painful. Your system will reabsorb it, everything else. I mean, I'm lucky that I didn't have one that got huge and ruptured and ruined and tore a bunch of stuff. So this is why this is such a problem, though. And so these are the things to look at, right? So increased testosterone. This will cause, when you have high testosterone, and this happens for a lot of women with PCOS, you'll get facial hair. Yeah, facial hair. Male pattern, like you get more of a mustache here, right? Darker hair. Now, this isn't like full-blown beard necessarily, but a lot of women, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm getting like some chin hairs. And everybody has hair on their face, right? But for most women, it's so light, right? But if you're getting like darker hairs here, your testosterone could be increasing, right? And then acne, hormonal acne on your face. A lot of time for women, it comes here on the cheeks, right? This isn't just like, oh, I'm oily in my T-zone. Oh yeah, I need a facial. No, this is like, holy crap, I've got this hair started and I'm getting this acne, this hormonal pattern acne. And that's from that higher testosterone. Again, part of something that can cause the PCOS. Increase in estrogens then too. Estrogen dominance. Oh gosh, estrogen dominance, yes. And if you're not familiar with estrogen dominance, I have videos on my YouTube. My YouTube is just Dr. Beth Westy. You can subscribe to that. I've done videos on estrogen dominance that you can look at that are, held there. But when you have increase in estrogens, right? And again, these are things that we look at. And the estrogens, actually, we look at the entire estrogen pathway and how it's broken down, right? These are things we get in the Dutch test. I get to look at your DHEA levels. I get to look at your cortisol levels and how stress is impacting your body. I get to see what your testosterone is. Now, this example, this is a low testosterone, but estrogens being super high, right? We're looking at the estradiol here, but I get to see the entire pathway of it and know exactly where those estrogens are or are not being methylated properly. So having an increase here, especially in these estrogens, that's going to cause oftentimes a heavy cycle. Super heavy periods, clots, all those other things, a lot of pain, a lot of inflammation in your system there. It causes those cysts, fibroids, more things, right? Endo. There's so many issues to having this increased estrogen. But again, this is part of why women get PCOS. And then, of course, it adds to the weight gain. Weight gain and inability to lose it. So just trying to exercise more and force your body to work out more, work out harder, don't eat any sugar, right? That's not going to be the magic thing for your body and your system. I remember working with a gal who, my heart just went out to her. This was many, many years ago. She was married, pretty newly married, just a couple of years, and they'd been trying, and she had PCOS, And the doc told her that, oh, well, I'm not even going to try any fertility stuff on you until you lose at least 30 pounds. She was devastated, right? And she was like, okay, I've been doing Weight Watchers and I've lost 5 pounds, but it's not enough because I've been doing it for 6 months and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And she was so frustrated, spinning her wheels. You know, she was running between 2 and 3 miles every other day, working out, right? So she's being active and trying to follow a decent meal guide, and it wasn't working for her. But it wasn't because she was, you know, not doing things and eating cake every night. It was because her hormones were way off, and the body's way of protecting, the female body protects itself by storing everything in fat cells. It's not something you can just work harder through, right? You can't cheat this system. When most people do some type of diet restriction, cut calories, all that stuff, that's a way of cheating the system to get your body to drop weight. Sure. But if you have hormonal issues, if you have PCOS, you can't cheat the system. Nope. There is no shortcut around this. There just isn't. You have to go through and work with your body, work with your hormones. So when I work with women and we get these Dutch test results and I get to look at, okay, this is what's happening for your system. Here are the things you need to take, the things you need to do, right? Because we work on the body from the inside out and the outside in to help work with your system to get it functioning better so you feel better. That's what makes a difference from there on out. It is not just about, you know, cutting things out. And you're not crazy, right? And again, the Dutch test will show you so many things. So if you've been struggling, if you're wondering, oh my gosh, is this the right thing for me? What do I do right now? I don't want to make an unnecessary clinic appointment, but I've been really struggling. And with this added stress now, it can actually make your symptoms, your issues a lot worse. So if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, yes, I've been suspicious of cysts before, and now I really feel like I'm getting one. I really feel like I had one. With the stress that we're under, a lot of us, right? And for how long things are going to be stressful for us, we don't know. But it is one step you can take for your health to learn more about your system, to take a look at your hormones, deep dive into it, and figure out the right next steps to move in a better direction. Again, when you function better, you feel better. So, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good information there. That's what I got for you guys tonight. Please let me know if you have any questions. Other resources I have for you, of course, besides my book and my YouTube channel, are my podcast, The Female Health Solution. And then I do post a lot of stuff on Instagram as well. Just some fun things, and I keep you updated on more of my lifestyle things and my stories. So feel free to follow me there if you're not already. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Stay safe. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. The videos I'm doing now, I'm actually tailoring them off of questions that I've gotten from people recently. Because we're so stressed and our systems are elevated in a different way, I want to make sure I'm providing you with information and resources that you can take action on. So if you're struggling with something, don't hesitate, send me a message. I get messages from women all over the world every single day. So I'm here for you. Let me know what you need, and have a great rest of your night.